This evening, somewhere, a patient is being told it's probably nothing. And perhaps it is, but medicine has always lived in that uneasy space between reassurance and reality, between what appears harmless and what quietly matters, a tiredness ignored, a symptom explained away, a body whispering long before it begins to scream. Because health is rarely lost all at once, it slips quietly, slowly, patiently. And sometimes the most important part of medicine is not finding disease, but recognizing the story before the diagnosis arrives. Good evening and welcome to CNC3's Ask the Doctor. It is where science meets humanity, where medicine meets meaning, and where your health becomes more than just numbers on a page. As a reminder, we're streaming live on Facebook and on the CNC3 website. Don't forget to like our Ask the Doctor page, and you can follow my articles in Friday's Trinidad Guardian with a new We Health segment every Tuesday, where your burning questions will be answered. But let's start with the doctor's capsule. Doctors in the United States are warning about a growing and deadly health problem driven by a dangerous modern combination: poor diet, increasing body weight, obesity, diabetes, and alcohol. So the condition has been termed metabolic dysfunction associated alcohol-related liver disease. So you have metabolic problems exacerbated by alcohol use and misuse. And the experts say that it is emerging rapidly, especially among young adults and women. And what's concerning is that for years, fatty liver disease was linked to obesity and diabetes, and we know that those have been separate pandemics. But alcohol-related liver disease has also been increasing. This has been exacerbated since 2020 and COVID-19. But now doctors are seeing patients affected by both at the same time: the obesity, the diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, combined with alcohol misuse. And the combination appears particularly harmful to the liver. It occurs in people who already have metabolic risk factors, and I'll list them again. We're talking obesity, pre-diabetes, if your fasting blood sugar is 100 to 125, if a random blood sugar 140 to 199, or if you're a person with diabetes, if you have high blood pressure and high cholesterol, who also consume what many people may mistakenly consider social levels of alcohol. That's 10 drinks weekly for women or 15 for men. No amount of alcohol is safe in the human body. The frightening part is that many patients feel perfectly well for years, while silent liver damage progresses. And unlike the stereotype of liver disease affecting the older man who was a heavy drinker, doctors are now seeing severe liver injury in people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. So experts say that modern lifestyles are creating what is essentially a perfect storm for the liver. So ultra-processed foods, sugary drinks, this thing called high fructose corn syrup, sedentary habits, increasing obesity and alcohol, layered on top of stress. And in many ways, the liver has become the body's overworked biochemical casualty. What is especially important is that alcohol and metabolic disease do not simply add risk. They amplify each other biologically. They accelerate that term inflammation, leading to scarring, cirrhosis of the liver, and even long-term complications such as liver cancer. Symptoms of insidious liver disease may include fatigue, swelling of the abdomen, jaundice, a yellowing of the eyes and mucous membranes, nausea or unexplained weight loss. But many people have no warning signs at all until advanced disease develops. So it's a warning about a time for earlier screening, and perhaps we need to speak honestly about alcohol intake and increase public awareness that liver disease is no longer just a problem of alcohol alone or aging, because the real danger appears to be the collision between modern diets and modern drinking habits. One of the most common hormonal conditions affecting women worldwide that interestingly is also associated with a fatty liver is getting a major rebrand. And experts this week say the change could transform how the disease is understood and diagnosed. For years, our viewers would know about a condition known as PCOS or PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. But many specialists now believe that name has been misleading from the very beginning. A new paper was published in a journal called The Lancet that proposes renaming the condition to polyendocrine metabolic ovarian syndrome, or PMOS. Experts say that PCOS was more about, dealing on the ovaries. It focused on cysts. But many women with the condition did not even have ovarian cysts. Sometimes hair growth, acne, increasing body weight, or fertility problems. So the disorder has been increasingly recognized as a complex metabolic and hormonal syndrome. So the symptoms of the periods, infertility, weight gain, and that hallmark, insulin resistance, driven by obesity, high circulating levels of insulin, and then the blood sugar starts rising, increasing the chance for type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, and heart disease. So the WHO has actually gotten involved and estimates that up to 1 in 10 women of reproductive age may be affected. It is the commonest hormonal abnormality for our young women looking out there. That is this polyendocrine metabolic syndrome, or PMOS, a new name, and as many as 70% remain undiagnosed. Doctors say the old name created confusion and stigma. Many patients believed they had large ovarian cysts, or if they did an ultrasound, said they didn't have it at all because the doctor didn't find cysts and thought it only affected fertility. So clinicians tended to overlook the serious metabolic consequences of diabetes, high cholesterol, and of course, cardiovascular risk. So the proposed new name highlights what researchers increasingly understand. This is not simply an ovarian disorder, but a multi-system condition involving metabolism, hormones, the heart, and long-term health. It's also associated with problems like depression and anxiety. And this matters because early diagnosis can allow for timely intervention through lifestyle changes, weight management, dealing with this problem of insulin resistance. And it brings to the forefront a need for newer therapies on the market, such as the GLP-1 receptor agonists like semaglutide or tirzepatide. So I'm hoping that this will improve awareness and reduce stigma, and of course encourage more for women to seek evaluation for symptoms that are often dismissed or normalized. The last week reminded the world of something deeply uncomfortable. Modern medicine is powerful. Nature still has a vote. We learned that in 2020, but a suspected hantavirus outbreak aboard the expedition cruise vessel MV Hondias left several patients critically ill and at least 3 dead. It triggered rightfully an international public health response. Now, hantavirus is a rare infection, usually spread through contact with infected rodents. I want to stress it's not COVID-19, and it's certainly not expected to become a pandemic. But what has unsettled health officials is the possibility of limited human-to-human transmission among close contacts on board that ship. So it's not a cruise ship virus. And the story has captured attention because these ships represent escape, comfort, and luxury. Now, from a medical standpoint, when you look at a cruise ship, you're looking at dense populations in a closed, crowded, close contact setting, with shared ventilation and dining areas with constant human interaction. Or, as some infectious disease specialists might say, it's like an elegant petri dish with swimming pools. Now, it may be argued that the outbreak is more than just about a virus. It reflects a broader reality of human life. In the coming years, we're going to collide with the microbial world faster than ever before. Global travel means someone exposed during a remote wildlife expedition can cross continents before symptoms even appear. So COVID-19 changed public trust in health authorities. Officials are now trying to walk this difficult line. You're trying to inform the public without triggering panic. But many people are also wary of overly reassuring messaging after those years since 2020. And humans often fear dramatic rare diseases. It's interesting about human nature. They're afraid of rarities while quietly ignoring the chronic illnesses that kill far more people every day. We've spoken about some, like diabetes, obesity, hypertension, or heart disease. Would you believe there was a study that showed people actually fear shark bites more than diabetes? So they're afraid more of sharks than sugar? Ultimately, this hantavirus outbreak serves as a reminder that despite luxury travel, advanced technology, and modern medicine, humanity remains biologically vulnerable. Viruses don't care about passports. They certainly don't care about politics. And please, they are attracted to cruise ships. It's time for a short break, and when we return, it's time for the Kiddies capsule. Stay with us.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488 or visit our website to order.
Excuse me, sir, drop this.
Biostrat food supplements for vitality and well-being.
You know, Richard.
Eye care tips for Seaview Optical. Eat well. Good eye health starts with the food on your plate. Nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, lutein, zinc, and vitamin C and E might help ward off age-related vision problems. Quit smoking. Makes you more likely to get cataracts, damage to your optic nerve, and macular degeneration. If you have tried to kick the habit before only to start again, keep at it. Wear sunglasses. The right pair of shades will help protect your eyes from the sun's ultraviolet UV rays. Use safety eyewear. If you use hazardous or airborne materials on the job or at home, wear safety glasses or protective goggles. In every room, Vision sets the standard. For a limited time only, get your progressive transition lenses with an anti-reflective coating, designer frames, and eye exams. Starting at $16.50, only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone. Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chanka Trace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality.
Extra, read all about it.
We are more than headlines, more than stories on a page.
The Trinidad and Tobago Guardian newspaper, your favorite national newspaper, is relaunching its community feature section with one major focus in mind.
It's all about we Trinis.
We life and culture.
We heritage.
We health.
We food. We music.
We community.
We men.
We women.
We kids, yay!
Everything we love and adore. We are every part of Trinidad and Tobago. And now, We is a space where every reader sees themselves reflected. Introducing We, The Guardian's bold new celebration, a magazine dedicated to irresistible stories and features that celebrate the very best of Trini life. Our stories, our culture, our life.
Welcome back to CNC3's Ask the Doctor. They may be small, but every now and then children say something about health so simple and so honest that it leaves adults wondering, why did we ever make life so complicated? It's time for the fan fave segment where youngest voices remind us about kindness, healthy habits, and the little things that often matter most. Let's hear from our little stars in this evening's Kiddies Capsule.
Center Diet and Specialist Learning Center. Why do we feel sleepy? Feeling sleepy happens because our body uses two systems to guide sleep. A chemical called adenosine builds up in your brain during the day, making you feel more and more tired. When you sleep, your body clears it away so you can feel refreshed again. Our body also releases a hormone called melatonin when it gets dark, signaling that it is time to rest. So, one makes you feel sleepy and the other helps you know when to sleep. Do you want to fall asleep faster? Try no screens 30 minutes before bed and do something relaxing instead, like listening to calming music. It helps your brain switch off so you can drift off to sleep more easily. That's what your Kiddies capsule. Have a great night.
Welcome to therapy. Serious topic, mental health. That's big word. Small people. Mental health means how your brain feels. So sometimes you feel sad. Sometimes your brain is happy. Are you sad? Don't worry. That's normal. Do you feel worried sometimes? That's also normal. If you feel sad, talk to someone. Oh, tell mommy, tell daddy. You can even tell your teddy bear. What's mine? Be kind to yourself. Drinking. Yes. Mental health matters. So do you. My name is Raji. My name is Sarah. We are Transland Academy. This is Kiddies Capsule. No!
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Did you know that this week is Salt Awareness Week?
Yep, and even though that salt can improve the taste of your food, too much of it can seriously affect your overall health. Many people consume salt in large quantities through snacks, fast foods, and processed foods every single day without even noticing it. But too much salt can lead to high blood pressure, which increases your risk of heart disease and stroke.
But wait, this problem may also affect children. Children who regularly eat foods high in salt may develop high blood pressure and putting their future health at risk. Choosing a healthier diet and reducing the amount of salt eaten in our meals may help protect the body and help our overall health.
Don't let a high salt diet today cost you your health tomorrow. I'm Abigail Prudham of St. Lucie Girls Hindu College.
And I'm Dara Prudham from London Hindu Primary School.
And this was your Kiddies Capsule. Bye!
We say a special thank you to all concerned for those pearls of wisdom, and feel free to send videos of school-aged children discussing such health-related themes to Uncle Rajiv at 800 CNC3. It's time for a short break, and when we return, the Medical Minds segment awaits.
Looking for targeted support and comfort that moves with you? Get the neoprene magnetic support wraps to provide firm compression and soothing magnetic support for your ankles, wrists, knees, waist, and more. Made to be durable and flexible, these wraps offer adjustable and secure support throughout your day, whether you're working, exercising, or recovering. Comfortable, reusable, built for everyday relief. Improve circulation. Choose neoprene magnetic support wraps today. Available at all Modern Creepin Enterprises Limited branches. Call 653-0011.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. Big savings with our road hazard warranty on Dunlop 2021 Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Cuba, Chaguanas, and Pleasance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
Heart disease is the #1 cause of death in Trinidad and Tobago, driven by two silent threats, diabetes and high cholesterol. But now there's a powerful ally, introducing Berberine Plus by Asia Nutrition, clinically proven to stabilize blood sugar and keep cholesterol levels in check. With 99.9% pure extract, you get superior absorption and real results. Available now at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Berberine Plus. Your heart deserves better.
In every room, Vision sets the standard. For a limited time only, get your progressive transition lenses with an anti-reflective coating, designer frames, and eye exams. Starting at $16.50, only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
In the ever-changing media landscape, we at Guardian Media strive always to put you, our viewers and readers, first.
We strive to uphold the time-honored tenets of responsible journalism.
For us, accuracy is key.
And in our reporting, we strive not only to be first, but fair,
impartial,
and to uphold journalistic integrity.
Above all, we are accountable to you, and we must respect the views of our audience. That is our solemn contract with you.
Keen attention to detail.
Rigorous verification of facts.
Use of credible sources and sound editorial judgment.
Keep track of our editorial policies and guidelines, including our corrections policy, by logging on to www.guardian.co.tt for more.
Welcome back to your #1 show for news, views, and interviews of all things medical. We walk thousands of steps every day. We stand on them, run on them, squeeze them into fashionable shoes, and often ignore them completely until pain forces us to pay attention. Yet our feet tell remarkable stories about our health. Joining us this evening is no stranger to the Ask the Doctor family, podiatrist Anne Lima, whose work helps patients stay mobile, independent, and in many cases avoid devastating complications. Let's welcome her in this evening's Medical Minds.
Good evening, everyone. I am podiatrist Anne Lima. Thank you, Dr. Joel Tiloxing, for inviting me to your program, Ask the Doctor. I would like to talk a bit on plantar warts, or verruca, also known by many as fisheye. Plantar warts are found on the hands, feet, and knees. They have been around for centuries. They are caused by a human papilloma virus and can enter the skin through minor abrasions. Thus, transmission by walking bare feet in communal areas, change rooms, showers, damp surfaces, and gyms. Children get it a lot because they run around bare feet by swimming pools. Sometimes these warts disappear on their own. It depends on one's immune system. They can occur singly or in groups. They can spread from one foot to the other. They appear covered with layers of skin and can be very painful. Plantar warts have a blood supply and a nerve supply of its own, and thus has the appearance of a cauliflower head. The body's immune system may try to cure the virus. However, if the condition persists and becomes painful, there is risk of infecting other family members. The good news is that with appropriate treatment by your professional and follow-up with precise conservatory treatment, the disease or of warts will go away. Guidelines must be closely followed up to ensure success. Should you have recurrent foot issues, please consult your podiatrist or foot health professional. Good evening, and thank you for listening.
And we say a special thank you to Anne Lima for her love, service, and support. Always a firm fan of Ask the Doctor. Now it's giveaway time as we come with questions, answers, and lucky winners. Healthy joints, a happy heart, and prizes you'll love. 2 giveaway segments are coming up next.
Food Basket Market Marketplace, Arima, Shogwana, Charflair, and Goville. Everyday low prices. Clean and white bleach, 950 ml, $15. Blue Waters Cran Water, 1 liter, 2 for $15. Hibiscus all-purpose flour, 2 kilograms for $15. Box May cornmeal, 340 grams, $15. From fresh produce to pantry essentials and household items, visit Food Basket Marketplace, Arima, Shogwana, Charflair, and Goville. Food Basket Marketplace, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry, premier insurance coverage for less.
Name something people stick their noses into.
I'm going to say into the oven.
This game is going to hell. Stick your nose in the oven.
My own personal motto is to show citizens of this country that our stories can be told in a professional and international standard. I want to show them that the journalism they consume on cable TV can also exist here. Each day, that's my focus, that's my drive, to show the stories of our communities, of our people, matter just as much as anywhere else in the world. That's why we are where you are.
It's giveaway time with the compliments of Great Health Works and a special hello to Joseph Sandel and the rest of his brilliant team. So the numbers are on the screen. We'd love to hear from you. And as a reminder, when you're patched into the studio, listen on your telephone rather than the TV set, because there is a delay that creates confusion. So this evening we delve into the medical lexicon once more. And our question: keyhole surgery is another name for minimally invasive surgery, but is better known by what word? It starts with the letter L. Keyhole surgery or minimally invasive surgery. If you're removing gallbladders, sometimes hysterectomies, different organs. It's from a Greek word meaning flank examination. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Ask the Doctor.
Hi, good evening.
Thank you for being part of our program, ma'am. What's our answer to keyhole surgery, minimally invasive surgery? That Greek word, well, it has Greek origin, starting with the letter L.
Laparoscopy.
You can try again, or spell it if you wish.
Laparoscopy.
Congratulations, laparoscopy. You're a winner.
Thank you.
Our first caller has done the job. Have you tried these supplements before?
Yes, I did.
And what has been your experience thus far?
Very good.
I'm pleased to hear this, and so will our sponsors. Stay on the line because we want to take some of your personal information off the air. So laparoscopy, very much in vogue because associated with short operating times, perhaps a reduced risk for infection, you're under general anesthesia for a shorter period. So keyhole or minimally invasive surgery, one of the changing paradigms in that specialty of medicine. Now it's time for a short break, and when we return, there's a second giveaway. We're still in the month of May, still thinking about our mothers, as we should. Don't go anywhere.
On your feet all day? Don't let tired, achy legs slow you down. Introducing More Life Zippered Compression Socks, designed to improve circulation, reduce swelling, and keep you moving longer. Available in either black or beige, open or closed toes.
Cognate Detox Foot Patch is the right solution for you. See and feel the difference the next morning. Great for everyone of all ages, the obese, smokers, and depression.
Available at Pennywise stores, pharmacies, and all Modern Caribbean Enterprises Limited branches. Call 653-0011.
In every room, vision sets the standard. For a limited time only, get your progressive transition lenses with an anti-reflective coating, designer frames, and eye exams. Starting at $16.50, only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
We are more than headlines, more than stories on a page.
The Trinidad and Tobago Guardian newspaper, your favorite national newspaper, is relaunching its community feature section with one major focus in mind.
It's all about we Trinis.
We life and culture.
We heritage.
We health.
We food. We music.
We community.
We men.
We women.
We kids, yay! Everything we love and adore. We are every part of Trinidad and Tobago. And now, We is a space where every reader sees themselves reflected. Introducing We, The Guardian's bold new celebration, a magazine dedicated to irresistible stories and features that celebrate the very best of Trini life. Our stories, our culture, our life.
Welcome back to CNC3's Ask the Doctor, and the fun continues with a chance to win something truly special. This evening's second trivia question comes to you courtesy of our friends from J.E. Guide Funeral Home in San Fernando and Princestown. Now, in celebration of this month of May with Mother's Day, they're offering a $500 spa gift voucher because the women who give so much deserve a moment to rest, recharge, and be cared for. Excellent women like Ria Marie and Tisha, the whole crew from J Guides. Thank you so much. So here's your question. After menopause, that change in life, declining levels of which hormone significantly increases the risk of osteoporosis, that reduction in bone mineral density and so-called brittle bones? Which one of the hormones will be declining? A, cortisol, B, progesterone, C, estrogen, or D, insulin? Now, particularly with respect to menopause, which hormone increases the risk of osteoporosis? Good evening and welcome to our show.
Hi.
Thank you for being part of our program. It's time for a $500 gift spa voucher if you're ready. What's our answer?
Yes. Well, I believe it's C, estrogen.
Congratulations, you are so right. It is indeed estrogen. So you are a winner. Second callers also hit the bullseye. And we'd want you to stay on the line because we want to take some of your personal information off the air. So some of the changes, of course, we know associated with the menopause may include that hot flash or hot flush type effect. Sometimes changes to the skin, the hair, the genitals. Of course, we know there may be mood abnormalities and increased risk for cardiovascular disease. And we've just heard about that enhanced vigilance about osteoporosis. Talk about a silent pandemic, which then increases the chance for fragility fractures, disability, and even death. So 2 winners thus far. The phone lines are burning up, we know, and it's an opportunity for us to take a short break before we start with the open forum. Stay with us.
This is more than just music. This is where you find the best of TNT. This is more than just a vibe. This is where Bollywood gets a twist. This is more than just energy. This is Bhangra and indie pop too. This is the mix mix. This is the life. Log on or log on now. Sangeet 106.1 FM. This is authentic East Indian radio. This is us.
Hakuna Matata. It means no worries.
Welcome back to the open forum of CNC3's Ask the Doctor. So we'd love to hear from you with questions of a medical nature. And I just want to emphasize that when you're patched into the studio, listen on the telephone rather than the TV set. I know you don't want to miss a second of your favorite show. And as a reminder, we're live on Thursdays, but there's a rerun on Friday at 11 a.m. and Saturday at 11:30 a.m. As we dig into the birthday bag too, blessings to my mother who celebrates her special day on May 16th. And of course, we have a plethora of wonderful people just this week and indeed in the month of May, ranging from Neela on May the 25th. Then there's Miss Sharian Ramnaris, always tuned into our show from Faizabad in South Trinidad, celebrates her day on May 14th. And Mr. Deo Balai from Endeavour had his earlier. Veena Dani, also from Endeavour, celebrates her day today. Molly Rampasad in this month of May. So the list continues. We'll be talking about a few more. Petrina Mohammed, the wife of our famed producer at CNC3, Timmy, also has her birthday this week. Great things in this month of May. So the phone lines are already burning up, as I said. We head to Princestown. Thank you for waiting and good evening.
Good evening, Doctor.
I recognize that booming, distinguished voice. Thank you for being part of our show.
Doctor, I want to know whether there is any...
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Continue.
Yeah. I want to know whether if there is any cure for cirrhosis of the liver. And there is a mathematical formula that is used to calculate what percentage of the liver has deteriorated. And could you also say something about over-the-counter drugs, Nutrisec and milk thistle, as it relates to the liver? That I will listen off the air, and I want to wish all senior citizens all the best for good health and strength. Thank you, Doc. I'll listen off the air.
You're most welcome, and thank you for a very insightful question to open the batting on this segment, because as part of the opening news, we mentioned about this surging pandemic of metabolic dysfunction-associated fatty liver changes that can then cause inflammation, damage to the liver, scarring, including cirrhosis, and even, uncommonly, enhance the risk for liver cancer. Cirrhosis of the liver represents changes, and it's not only due to alcohol. We spoke about the problems of increasing body weight with diabetes, high cholesterol, and even some underlying medical conditions, including hypothyroidism and underactive thyroid. If you have certain immune-mediated problems, if you have disorders affecting the kidneys in which you're leaking protein in the urine, these may all contribute towards a fatty liver. So it does not exclusively occur in the setting of someone who has the use and abuse of alcohol, but there's a layer that is added, of course, if you have that as part of your social habits. Now, if there is cirrhosis of the liver, your main goal is to prevent what is known as liver failure or end-stage liver disease. And there are certain triggers: infections, if you're having bleeding from the gut, if you have changes to the salts in your body like a low potassium, a history of constipation, certain drugs which are normally metabolized by the liver may exacerbate problems in a liver that is already under stress and tip the liver, of course, into failure. Now, the liver is involved with excretion of waste, and if waste starts to accumulate, persons may be drowsy, confused, lethargic. There may be changes like nausea, vomiting. Sometimes, if the doctors would do blood tests, high levels of ammonia or acids in the blood. So there may be derangements in blood sugar, bleeding, and problems with clotting proteins. The liver is a marvelous organ and has a capacity for regeneration. But once they've reached that stage of cirrhosis, the risk and your main goal is to prevent the symptoms from getting worse, and also to be aware of some of these complications, such as the low blood sugar, bleeding, infections, and even fluid in the tummy. Sometimes it may be heralded by jaundice, that yellowing of the skin, eyes, and mucous membranes. Some of the remedies that you mentioned, which are available in pharmacies, are touted as remedies for fatty liver disease. But the studies and the broad swathes of evidence that we look at in the medical literature have not been able to prove that these drugs definitely help with the progression of such patients. Now, they may be used in conjunction with looking at risk factors, like making sure your diabetes is well controlled, focusing on your diet, exercise, weight loss. Some drugs have been approved in the United States to prevent the progression of fatty liver disease, or what used to be termed that. These new injections like semaglutide indicated for diabetes and weight loss, but also have carved a niche in the management of patients with these fatty liver changes. So it's an entire inflammatory process occurring within the body, and some of these liquids, which are made of milk thistle or B vitamins, may help certain patients, but not all. The main goal is to stop drinking if you do so. Look for underlying factors. We must also emphasize certain viruses like hepatitis B and C that may need separate forms of management. And if there is progression in persons who are not drinking, your gastroenterologist, that's the specialist that handles disorders including problems affecting the liver, may even want to consider in some parts of the world a need for a liver transplant, particularly if you're getting complications associated with end-stage liver failure. For those interested, the mathematical formula you mentioned is called the FIB4 index, FIB4, and that involves using some of the values of your liver enzymes and blood tests to calculate your risk for scarring, and there is actually even a special scan that can be used to assess, because we may send people for a scan of the tummy and a fatty liver is found incidentally, and to determine the extent of damage, the doctors may want to use that equation, consider that special scan, and if needed, if you're reaching the latter stages in somebody who has a cirrhotic, scarred, fibrosed liver, you want to manage those aggressively. Our next caller hails from Sangre Grande. Good evening. Welcome to our show.
Good evening, Doc.
Thank you for being part of our program, my lady.
Oh, swell looking as usual.
Thank you, ma'am.
I have two things to ask you.
Certainly, ma'am.
One, this week I was told that my cholesterol was high, because I did some bloods, yes. And I know sometimes it's said that the liver contributes to high cholesterol.
Absolutely.
And the other thing that I'm very concerned about that is affecting me right now is vertigo. Right. So I really want to know, you know, I'm taking Simetil, yes, whenever it acts up, but it is not a nice feeling. You feel like the entire room and the world is spinning, you know, when the vertigo comes on. I don't know if it is because of some anxiety or whatever, but it is not a nice feeling. It doesn't come all the time, but as I speak, I'm speaking to you now, I am lying down because it has started since yesterday. Yes, so I want to know if there's a period of time it would last when it comes on, and if there's anything besides the Simetil which I could use. Okay, I will listen. Thing.
And thank you very much for taking the time to call in two sensational questions, because they'll be very relevant to our Ask the Doctor family. Cholesterol is a soft, waxy substance that forms a vital part of our bodies. It is used to make cell membranes, hormones, and even vitamin D. So, as you rightly alluded, the liver is a factory for cholesterol, and it may produce sometimes excessive amounts and may not be able to rid the body of it in an appropriate way. When we look at the profile, when you do a fasting blood test or even non-fasting, the total level is written, sometimes under 200 may be viewed as normal, and there is another type of fat called triglycerides. HDL, the so-called high-density lipoprotein. H for high, that's the hero in the story, tends to protect your heart when it is elevated. L for low, you want to keep that as low as possible, the so-called low-density lipoproteins. And these, of course, may contribute to inflammation and the formation of plaque. And the problem is, of course, that we don't want blockages to start forming in the arteries, particularly if you're a person with diabetes, 40 to 75 years old. You may be moderate or high risk for having an event like a heart attack or stroke. You may want to consider being on a cholesterol-lowering tablet. If the low-density lipoprotein level is greater than 190 milligrams per liter, 190. Similar, you may want to consider the use of a statin. Rosuvastatin has found its way on the CDAP list. If you are a person who have had a heart attack or stroke in the past, your doctor may want to consider, regardless of those numbers, for preventative action. That stabilization of plaque may be some of the effects of these drugs. And would you believe there is another mathematical equation? So doctors always have to use maths, but luckily with Google, we can just plug in some values and decide if someone's risk in the future is deemed to be high. Now, there are some fascinating blood tests which are also coming into the forefront, because just a few weeks ago, the cardiologists, the heart specialists in the United States, released updated guidelines on how we should manage the patient with high cholesterol. You may want to consider looking for underlying reasons. I mentioned some in the earlier question. An underactive thyroid, treat that and it may improve the lipid profile. Some immune-mediated problems affecting the liver. It's a mouthful, but one is primary biliary cirrhosis. If you're spilling out large amounts of protein in the urine, nephrotic syndrome. If you imbibe large volumes of alcohol, your triglycerides may be high. If your diabetes is out of control, you may find that if you get that hemoglobin A1C or your blood sugars for the last 3 months under 7%, that may help with the triglycerides too. So they may be secondary causes, and we're not trying to negate the impact of diet and exercise, but many persons find that as a result of genetics, they may overproduce. So I always say that you can maybe as thin as a whip, eat a blade of grass, and your levels may be extremely elevated because of genes. There's another test called lipoprotein A that perhaps persons should do at least once in their lifetime. If the level is over 50, that's deemed to be high risk. So there are many nuances attached to the management of a patient with high cholesterol. I wish you all the best, because it would be done in consultation with your primary care doctor, and then if needed, refer accordingly. With you at the center, of course. And you mentioned about the problem of vertigo, which is that sensation of the room spinning, and it may be associated with nausea, vomiting, and sometimes even falls. So you'd want to be particularly vigilant. The inner ear is involved with balance, and there are calcium crystals that float. In active, fit ladies like you in Sangre Grande, when you move your head from side to side or you bend to pick up an object, you may find that the symptoms are worse. You mentioned one of the medications used as just to help with symptoms, Stemetil. There are some which are available as well in any pharmacy. However, there is a maneuver that your doctor at primary care level, or even a referral to an ENT specialist to do, called the Hall-Pike maneuver. You may wish to Google, or you may find it on YouTube. There's the Epley, which can be done at the bedside, that may actually assist with symptoms. So vertigo, we're hoping that it's just a problem affecting the inner ear. If there are other symptoms that are worrying when your doctor examines you, he or she may even consider doing a scan of the brain. But with most people, if it's just fleeting, lasting a few seconds, and aborted with some of these drugs, then there may be nothing to worry about. The symptoms are unpleasant, but they may tend to come and go. We're back to the phone lines. Good evening, and welcome to our show. We head to Piaku.
Hi, good night, doctor.
Thank you for being part of our Ask the Doctor family, and welcome, ma'am.
Yeah, looking nice and sharp as usual.
Thank you.
Yeah, so my question is,
yes.
Can conditions like nerve damage, spinal problem, diabetes or shrinking of the brain cause neuropathic nerve itch, and what new research or treatment are showing promise for people suffering with severe neuropathic itch, including biologics?
Thank you very much. And that's a very interesting question. And I know that our viewers on this show are always widely read, particularly with health-related topics. So that idea of a nerve itch, a neuropathic itch, for the sake of our viewers, that word neuropathic, neuro meaning nerve, and pathy meaning a disease. I've always said that the commonest reason this world is diabetes, the Western part, but it is by no means the only cause. A low level of vitamin B12, persons who imbibe or indulge in large volumes of alcohol, if you have had a history of cancer or treatment like chemotherapy or radiotherapy, if you have had an underactive thyroid, if you have an immune-mediated problem, the prototype is lupus, in which antibodies are attacking those nerve cells, you may find that you have symptoms ranging from burning, numbness, tingling, the pins and needles or junjuni, but some individuals actually get an intractable itch. Now, it's important, too, to exclude other reasons for itching. The medical term is pruritus, so ranging from skin infections like dermatitis or psoriasis. If you're having allergic reactions, sometimes you may be reacting to something like a pet in the household, like a pet cat. And sometimes the medications that you're using for unrelated chronic disorders may also have that as a side effect. Problems affecting the kidneys, the liver. I always emphasize about the need to have a chat with your doctor, because we're not attempting to diagnose. Some of the drugs used in the management of neuropathic symptoms or problems affecting the nerves may include, apart from looking for the underlying cause with a battery of blood tests, considering a consult with a neurologist, deciding if you need a scan of the brain or spinal cord or nerve conduction studies. The treatments may range from gabapentin, pregabalin, duloxetine, and you mentioned about some of the biologic agents, because if it's believed that there is an underlying immune-mediated cause, an autoimmune problem, these may also alleviate symptoms. Well, what a program we've had this evening. Some excellent questions, fascinating giveaways, and of course, fan-favorite segments. And our closing quote is from a firm fan and viewer of our show, Mrs. Aurelia Singh from Morva. William Wordsworth. The best portion of a good man's life is his little, nameless, unremembered acts of kindness and of love. I think Wordsworth understood something medicine and life teaches repeatedly. Greatness is rarely found only in grand achievements. More often it lives quietly in ordinary moments, like an assuring hand, a kind word, a sacrifice unnoticed by the world, but unforgettable to the person receiving it. The most meaningful lives are not measured simply by titles or wealth or applause, but by the countless small acts that ease another person's burden. So once more, we say thank you to Miss Singh from Morva for those quotes. Mrs. Ferial Khan always sends in her blessings to her. And of course, all of our birthday blessings were dipped into that bag earlier. Thank you for trusting me to walk beside you each week, in your homes and in your hearts. To my team behind the lens, to the selfless Neela, baby Daniel, and in studio this evening, my sister, Angelica Rachel. And to you, our viewers, stay strong, stay curious, and never stop choosing kindness. Rest, reflect, love deeply. God bless, and we'll see you next week on Ask the Doctor.